Hello everybody and welcome to another Robocraft update. Today we're talking about some actual big game-changing things that are are the main point of the game. The fusion towers and respawning. I'm super excited for this to come out later this week. I think it's out Wednesday or Thursday, I'm not entirely sure, but it's gonna be awesome. I'm gonna be streaming it all day, so don't forget to check that out. I'll be posting a video when it's actually gonna happen though, so yeah, it should be good. We'll get started with the fusion towers. These things look cool as hell. And these are an integral part of the game with the fusion shield that just change everything up so much with the defense of the point and stuff. So where do we start? Right, the fusion tower design, you can see it here. We've already went over this earlier, but they seem to have changed the shape and stuff of it since I did an update video ages ago. So now you see you've got this pillar in the middle, in the center picture here, and at the top of this there'll be loads of cubes attached. I think all the way down as well. They haven't actually shown the cubes on this, and there'll be 127 crystals. I believe they'll be the same crystals that are on the protonium core. And at the start of the game, there'll be 4 of these towers, and they'll all be neutral on the map. Okay, and the aim is basically to go and capture these towers, and if you hold all 4 of the towers, the enemy's fusion shield goes down, making it easier for you to destroy their core. So it's going to be tactics whether you want to everyone rushes for their protonium core and just goes into it, or if everyone rushes for the towers and tries to control all the towers and then goes for their core. It's going to be really interesting. It's going to be pretty goddamn hard to hold all 4 towers, I'd imagine, but yeah, this is going to be fun. So that's that. I don't believe you can heal the cores or the towers with heal bots, because that would be a little bit annoying. But you can see the design of it. So basically, the idea of having this dome over the top is to stop people just getting easy rail sniper shots on it. Okay, and they've also got a big shield bit on one side, so it means that there's going to be tactical positioning to take shots at this tower, and learning where all the towers are on all the different maps will give you a distinctive advantage. So if you know you can get a little pot shot on from a certain angle from a certain hill with a sniper, you could seriously help your team out by just running up to that hill, getting those towers early by taking shots at it from an underside or whatever, and then running off somewhere else. So yeah, knowing the towers are going to be important. This little hole in the top as well, on the far right picture a bit, it's going to be for plasma shooting or hover bots or whatever, the helicopter ones or the scouts even, trying to get plasma shots through the top. I'm guessing this may be very hard, well at least for me, because I'm really not good at flying, but pros who like their flying bots, I'm sure we'll be able to get hits on in here and take a lot of damage on the cook cubes. So I'm not sure how effective that would be, but it means, well, it should be quite effective actually, because it means that allies don't have to get right underneath it to take out all the top ones. But yeah, once you destroy all the cubes, a tower goes from neutral to being yours, and when it's yours, each team gets 250 clock cycles a second, each team member that's alive anyway. If you're dead, you don't get this passive bonus. And this basically just helps you overclock faster, so the more towers you have, it's going to help you overall in many ways. And yeah, so they're all neutral. There'll be a HUD on the map where showing where all the new towers are. So it's going to be 4. They haven't actually shown where they are on the maps yet, but I'm sure they'll keep that secret and we'll find out. So yeah, I think that's pretty much all there is on the fusion towers. They're pretty simplistic, but they should be really cool. And yeah, it's talking about the fusion shield as well. So the fusion shield will go down. I discussed this already in an earlier videos, so check that if you want, but it will go down after 30 minutes into the battle. So if it's going on too long, nobody can hold all 4 of the towers, then the shield goes down no matter what. But you'll still get a benefit from having the towers, although I'm imagining by 30 minutes in you'll all be level 13, so that's going to be a thing. And yeah, the fusion towers, not fusion towers, the fusion shield will activate 10 seconds in, so there's no chance anyone can get to your base before it activates. And it heals you from within inside, which I've already talked about. Everybody can shoot out of the shield, including enemies. So say your enemies get out stronghold inside your shield, they can shoot out to keep you out, but they can't shoot through it. So it means you've got a much stronger defensive point. And it also passively heals any allies inside at different rates depending on the tier. So if you're in a tier 10 match, it will heal 11,054 RP a second. I can't remember. Damage points a second, and if you're tier 1, it'll only heal 184. So it's slower than. I'm not sure how fast the heal is, but I'm sure it's going to be slower than the nano distributors. I'm not sure about that. It'll be interesting to see, because if you have a nano distributor robot in there and an attack robot defending, it's going to be pretty hard to kill them off. You need quite a few. 2 robots could easily possibly take down 3 or 4 in that case, which would be really interesting to see. So it's going to make for defending, being an actual option, whereas currently it's not really much of a thing. So that's how the towers work, and now respawning, which is a very interesting thing, which is going to make the game. This is the main game changer, to be honest, respawning. Not having to just die and that's it. It's going to make matches so much more fun and strategical and all that kind of stuff. So here we've got an image of the safe zone and the defense zone, okay? And these are two quite important things about where you spawn, alright? So you will spawn at the start, obviously, randomly in the by your shield, which is kind of normal. You basically will spawn around that area anyway. If you die, you'll respawn there if there's nobody inside your dome. I'm pretty sure that's how it works. So if there's an enemy inside your dome, you won't respawn outside your tower or your core. You'll spawn in the defense zone. So that means that A, you don't get spawn camped too easily, and B, it makes it easier for the enemies to actually not just get wrecked as soon as someone respawns. So you have to rush back in from the defense zone to take out the enemies. So it gives them a couple of at least 30 seconds chance in some cases, maybe more, to keep getting some shots in, because the cubes are really tough. So if someone managed to make a really good strategic play, they're not instantly punished by just getting spawned on top of and killed instantly by a robot inside its shield. So that's how that's going to work. So you can spawn randomly in the defense zone, just to make it fair, and they've said you won't accidentally spawn on top of anybody, which is good. And that's where you will respawn, roughly on the map. And I'm guessing these zones will change and stuff, and it says it won't spawn you on a hill or you'll fall over anything, so it'll only spawn you in zones where you can actually live. So it actually almost goes, this defense zone actually almost goes to the middle of the map, kind of. So it's quite a big area around the outside that you can defend on. And now you can also see the size of the fusion shield, so it's actually pretty well, remember the size of the little core. The fusion shield is big. That's a big shield. It's also apparently wider than it is high, so it's not actually super high. It's quite high, but if you've got one of the decent flying robots, you actually be able to fly on the outside of it and then drop in under it and stuff. So flying robots maybe quite a viable way of getting into the core unseen, possibly. I'm not sure. So yeah, that's that. The respawn time is what people were interested in, because this is how it's actually going to work. Respawn times depend on how long the battle has been going and your level. Okay, so it sort of works like a MOBA. In the sense that the longer the battle goes on, the longer it takes you to respawn, and the higher level your team are, the longer it takes you to respawn in most MOBAs. I think that's right. I haven't really played many of them, but yeah. So in this case, it'll be the higher your overclocker level is, the longer it'll take, and the longer the battle is going on, the more time you'll have to spawn. So, for example, respawn times are multiplied by 1 at the start of the battle, and by 3 at the end of the battle, 30 minutes in. And I think there must be somewhere in the middle where it's twice as long. And so respawn times are 5 seconds if you're overclocked level 1. So at the start of the game, if you run in, you get instantly killed. 5-second respawn, basically. Simple as that. Right at the start, you sprint in, get mullered. 5 seconds, not too bad. 30 seconds is if you get to level 13. So say you're level 13, and you go in, boom. That's instant. So say somehow you're level 13 within 3 minutes, you'll have a 30-second respawn if you die. But at the end of the game, that time will be tripled. So say you're really shit and you're still only level 1 at the end of the 30-minute match, your respawn time will be tripled to 15 seconds instead of 5 seconds. Whereas if you're level 13, max leveled out, your respawn time will go from 30 seconds up to 90 seconds, tripled. Okay, does that make sense? I'm guessing it's going to be varied in between, and all the overclocker levels will have different levels of respawning. So I'm guessing if you're overclocker level 2, you might have 7-second respawn at the start of the game, and then 10, 14, so and so like that. So that's probably how it's going to go. So it'll be interesting to see how this will. Well, it'll take an effect, and basically the reason the times get longer as the game goes on is to enable a game to actually finish out and enable proper strategy. So you don't want to just get killed. Because if you get killed and respawned instantly, then yeah, that sucks. It's just kind of a bit unfair. So yeah, you can also they've added in now elective respawn. So you can quit a game if your robot's damaged or whatever and just give up. Well, now you can do that, except you'll respawn. So, for example, say you've gone. It's had an example here. You do a tactical maneuver to rush for someone's fusion tower to do damage on it, and then you see their whole team coming for you. Rather than letting them get loads of points before they get there, you can destroy yourself and end up back at your base and have to wait however many seconds it is to respawn, but which may be very much worth not giving the enemies overclock cycles. Now, this could obviously be like cheating if you, for example, we're in the middle of a battle and just disappear straight away so you don't give them a kill or whatever. You can't do that. You have to have not taken damage for 15 seconds. So if someone gets one stray shot on you, you have to wait 15 seconds before you can self-destruct. So you've actually got to be out of their range. So you could run away and then hide around a corner and despawn and go back to your base and then wait to respawn there, which will deny your enemy of getting points basically. So that there's gonna be strategies with that. I may do that a lot because I'm shit. So like if I see like 3 people coming from me, I'm like, oh screw this, bye bye, not giving me any points. But yeah, that's quite cool. So that's the respawning and the fusion towers. I'm super looking forward to this update. I hope you guys are too. Don't forget to like the video. There's 2 more days or 3 more days of updates, and then the actual game will come out. And I'm going to be recording a ton of matches, so you're going to get loads of like 20, 30-minute videos. They're basically just going to be matches that I'm just going to play and just render them out as they are, and just exploring and learning the game and stuff. And it should be great fun. I may not be very good at the start, but it should be awesome anyway for you to enjoy. And you guys can join up my team and stuff and be in my platoon. I can have a 4-person platoon, so it might be cool if three of you randomly at a time join me for battles. It should be good. If we can work as a team, we can help each other out. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you next time.